say, into my 26 seniors, unbelievable. We talked about it. We talked about in order to do something unbelievable, we had to play unforgettable in the second half. And that's really what I think this group did. As I look at it, it was amazing to watch this group play. But I need to give credit where credit is due. Josh Dobbs, I think, was 31 to 34. Thought he played a great game. He's a competitor. I've known him for a long time. I've known him since he was 15 years old. I don't know if that's his last game, but I thought he was a tenacious competitor. And but tonight, man, the Commodores were the better team. Our tackling was atrocious in this ball game. Started out atrocious in this ball game. I thought we struggled early, and just to make a tackle. I thought our offense did a great job of just keeping us in that ball game. They kept plugging. They kept doing a great job of just manufacturing drives and putting points on the board, and just trying to put some pressure on Tennessee. As I looked at it, I thought we struggled defensively, just giving up chunk plays. We gave up too many chunk plays early in that ball game, and couldn't find any rhythm or momentum. To look at it, I thought we gave up somewhere between 6 and 7, 20 plus plays, and that's really unacceptable for what we do. But we got back to the middle. This group got back to the middle. I thought this group did a great job of just responding to the challenge. We came in at halftime, challenged these guys to play better. I thought the offense again, and they played lights out. And that defensively, we need to play better. Special teams, we need to play better, and that's exactly what we did. You got a career game here for Kyle Shermer, first BU quarterback, and to throw for over 400 yards since I don't know, 06. Man, that's a long time ago. Man, 06, man, that's incredible. I thought Shermer played fantastic from the pocket. I thought he delivered the ball. I thought Ralph ran hard and broke the school record. And as you well know, he did a fantastic job of just leading this team. He's a warrior. He's a Vanderbilt man through and through, and I'm so proud of him and for doing what he did. Most points in the SEC game since 1971. I'm proud of this group because at the beginning of the year, everybody talked about how we couldn't move the ball, we couldn't score points, we couldn't do much, and all we've done these last 2 games is pile up points against pretty good competition or good teams. So I'm so proud of this offense. I'm so proud of Andy, for putting these guys in position to make plays, and again, proud of these guys for playing above the X's and O's. I thought these guys played spectacular. So, wow, we dominated the second half, 21-3. Only giving up 3 points. I know Mr. Williams was in there when I talked to this group about needing to play better in the second half and not give up any points. Okay, so we gave up 3. I'll take that. Over 600 yards of offense, most since 2006. Incredible. We won third down offensively and defensively. We needed to do that. Red zone battle, we won that as well. And when you win red zone, when you win third down, you can win ball games. This group has been more about situations than it has been about statistics. I'm just glad to see some statistics because we needed some. Two receivers with over 100 yards receiving. This is the same group 6 weeks ago. We were just trying to find one guy, to go over 100 yards. Now we found 2. Go figure. Zach Cunningham, 10 tackles. Man, he's done that for the 7th time this season. I think he's pretty good. I don't know about you. Man, I think the young man can play. And then the last thing, O-line only allowed 1 sack. That's pretty incredible versus this group. I saw Barnett come off the edge. I saw the 1 sack we gave up, but our O-line has been unbelievable. Pass, run. It's been a young patchwork group led by 2 seniors, and Will Holden and Barry Guyver, who have done a terrific job of showing these guys and cementing their legacy here at Vanderbilt. Last thing I'll say, you need to fear the V. Vanderbilt is back. It's been fun. The journey's been long, but now it's time for us to get back to work. I'll take questions.
Derek, after the first couple of years, what was the level of belief that Vanderbilt would get back, that you would get beating a ranked team, beating Tennessee, going to a bowl, that it would get there? What was the level of belief you had that would happen?
I had belief, but in this day and age of people wanting to let coaches go, and looking at the climate of college football, when you try to build something, when you try to be foundational, when you try to dig deep, try to lay layers of things that will allow you to build up. Sometimes you aren't guaranteed that opportunity, but I never really looked at that. I trusted my administration trusted me, and I think the biggest thing was that these kids loved on them. I loved on these kids, and these kids loved on us back. This coaching staff has been fully connected with these kids, and these kids have given us their best. That's all we've ever asked for. Academically, athletically, just give us your best. And I think you saw some of that tonight.
Derek, there was a lot of talk about you guys going to a bowl game at 5-7 with the academic situation.
Mm-hmm.
What's it feel like to actually get that done without that?
Well, it feels great to get it done without that, but that was the goal. That was the A game. We went into this game fully wanting to win, fully expecting to win, and knowing that winning would make us bowl eligible regardless. So I think for this group, they're to be commended on pushing through and really being process oriented, not goal oriented. We talked about the goal, but the process is what carried us through. They played hard. They finished this ball game. They did exactly what they needed to do. And again, I couldn't be prouder.
Derek, Shermer never had a 300-yard passing game. How does he go from that to 416 in one night?
Today I put a challenge to this group. We watched an interlaced video of Kobe Bryant's muse in Vanderbilt, where Kobe Bryant talks about changing, his persona. He had to become the Black Mamba. He had to find that inner nastiness, that inner drive, that inner, pain and hunger, to get himself, over the threshold of being just a player, being something different. And I challenged everybody in this group, to find your inner superhero, whatever that is. Create your own persona. Play lights out. Do what you need to do. And I think these guys did that. I thought Kyle Shermer looked as cool as the other side of the pillow. My man played as good a football as you can play. Yeah, it was exciting to watch. You seen your quarterback grow up. All the things that we thought he couldn't be, or that it was just taking too long to get there. I think you've seen that over the last 2 weeks, and I think he's a pretty special quarterback. And he's going to be ours for a couple more years. So let's go.
Derek, with the offense,
Yeah.
just you saw some seeds a few weeks ago. The last 2 weeks, the break there was there a moment, a practice, a play where it just clicked for this punch?
It's been fantastic, Chris. I think this group has been building for this all along. I know in your podcast sometimes maybe you talk about our lack of production. There's some other things that go on, but I will say this: when you look at what this crew has been able to accomplish together, how they've done it together, whether it's Kyle's production, whether it's Trent Sherfield, making plays, C.J. Duncan, Caleb Scott. This group has been about making each other better, and I think that's exactly what we've done. We've challenged these guys in practice. They've challenged themselves, and tonight, man, it was on display for everybody to see. I think the production of this group has everything to do with how they work in practice. And I know that sounds redundant because you probably heard that 9 weeks ago, but the way you practice is the way you play.
Coach, you took it.
Really changed on that fumble. Dobbs' fumble, they were had the ball. It seemed like he was driving in. You guys got the ball back and immediately scored. How close were you to not throwing in the flag, asking them to redo it?
I was challenging the whole way.
Okay.
I was right there. I was right next to the play when it happened. And sometimes you just got to trust your instincts. I didn't ask what happened in the box. It was just taking. It takes too long sometimes to get information from those guys. When you see it, okay, and you believe it, sometimes you just got to trust your gut. And I thought for me it was purely a fumble. Why not challenge it?
Zach's play on that play, he made the hit, got the ball popped out. Just one of the other plays that you've seen out of him this season and tonight.
Yeah. Zach is an incredible athlete, incredible football player. You know, for him, I think when you look at turnovers, I think he's second in the nation, tied for second in the nation in calls fumbles. That says a lot. That says a lot about, you know, what type of player he is. And I'm just glad he's on our team. We needed him tonight.
Coach, you had a victory lap out there. What was it like interacting with the fans and just having that moment with them?
I thought our fans were incredible. You know, I've got to say this. I mean, our fans, when we needed them, they showed up. Man, they showed up big. We needed energy at the end of the third going into the fourth. And, you know, my dance steps may have been a little off, but I tell you what, the energy that came from the crowd was unbelievable. And this fan base, man, is as good a fan base as I've been around. And I remember what it was like, man, when I first got to Stanford. And let me tell you something, this fan base showed up and showed out tonight. We needed them. And I don't care how much orange was in the stadium. I mean, they drowned out all that noise. They made it right. I mean, our guys needed that. We needed that energy. And for that, man, our guys won't forget that. You know, we're making this group proud. And this group is a young group, and that's grown up before them. It's very much reminiscent of Nashville. And I couldn't be prouder of our fan base, and hopefully our fan base are proud of our kids.
You say this offense has been moving in this direction, but did you see anything as you guys were scouting UT that made you feel like there were going to be some things there in the passing game for Kyle to have a night like this?
I just think when you looked at the last couple of weeks, you know, UT has struggled a little bit, you know, statistically. And again, we felt good about our matchups. We had to hold up in protection. We won the one-on-one matchups when we needed to. Our guys did a great job of run after the catch. And, you know, that's nothing the coach can take credit for. Guys still have to make plays. And I thought Andy said it best when he talked to the team afterwards, because I let him talk to the team. We played above the X's and O's. You know, the X's and O's were the same X's and O's that we had in the first half. And, you know, what you saw was consistent offensive production in the second half and a better defensive performance. So, again, our guys had to play above the X's and O's to get this ball in.
Coach, you took second straight week wearing the vest in your second straight SEC win. The vest has
Yeah.
been a lot of the talk. Is that a keeper style choice from now
Oh,
on?
absolutely. And this bet, hey, listen, I may sleep in this bet. You know, and man, if I can win games, maybe I can win it all.
Got down by 14 tonight. How much did the experience of last week coming back from a slow start help your guys, you think?
You know, this group has been confident. We talked about it again, you know, getting back to the middle. We needed to get back to the middle, and I think they never wavered. Offense came in here and they were adamant about what they could do. And so we just needed to make sure, you know, defensively, man, that we could match their intensity. They challenged us, okay? And I think that's a real changing of the guard, because, you know, most of the time, you know, this year has been the defense challenging the offense. But that just shows you what type of football team this is. It's a team. It's not offense, it's not defense, it's Vanderbilt.
To what do you attribute the tackling issues early on?
You know what? I wish I knew, because I would have corrected it. Really, I had no idea. I can't say that they weren't ready, because they were prepared and ready to go. I can't say that you know, I mean, the energy level wasn't high. I just thought it was just a lack of focus, and really sometimes you can get yourself in a bad way and not be able to get out. You got to fight your way out, and that's what we had to do. But you know, I thought the tackling in the second half was much better. I thought our guys did a better job of getting guys on the ground. And that was the difference between them not being able to stay on the field and get multiple first downs, and even put the ball in the end zone.
Derek, you took a bunch of shots downfield and you hit a bunch of them. Was there something you saw in the prep for it, or was it we hit a couple early and we'll go back to it? How did that happen? Because it seemed like the way to beat them is in the run.
Well, we talked about guerrilla warfare, and I know you've heard that term from me in the last couple of weeks, but man, we have to fight. We have to fight, you know, differently from week to week based on what, you know, when they're giving us. And we try to be, you know, unconventional about our game plans. In terms of, everybody thinks that we're going to run the football. I even said it, you know, pregame when they did an interview with me. Yeah, I mean, we're going to run the football. You know, even even the person that gives, you know, in our pregame keys to victory said, you know, I mean, they've got to run the football. But we knew at the end of the day that we had to throw the football in order to win this ball game. We had to have some explosive plays. That was the game plan all along, and running was just part of what we were gonna do. Throwing the football is what we needed to do, and we did just that.
Any more questions? Thanks, Mason.
Thank you.